Welcome to New Orleans. We are counting down to the Thursday night Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma versus Alabama. I'm Barry Tramel of the Oklahoman, along with my friend Tommy Deas of the Tuscaloosa News, sports editor down there. And Tommy, this is a matchup made in college football history heaven, Oklahoma against Alabama. But these are not the typical Oklahoma-Alabama in terms of the Sooners are not holding up their end. 15-point underdog, Bama coming off the disappointing loss to Auburn. Alabama's mindset, not getting to that third national championship game in a row, how do you think the Tide will handle that?
That's the big question, I think. When I look at the game, I think Alabama's the better team. They've done what they've done over the course of the season, with the exception of that Auburn game that they let get away. That was a devastating loss. It took everything off the table they were trying to accomplish. To win 3 straight national championships hasn't been done in modern history, and they don't have that in front of them anymore. So now they're trying to prove something that they can bounce back, and that's a whole lot different thing, is the motivation there. There's an example when Alabama lost to Florida and came down here and lost to Utah in 2008. There's another example where they didn't have the greatest season in 2010 and took Michigan State apart in the Capital One Bowl. So we have to see. I think this is a more mature team than the 2008 team. It was Saban's second year. You got a lot of seniors that want to go out, like A.J. McCarron, like C.J. Mosley, that certainly don't want to lose their last game. And I think they want to make the point to everybody that, yes, they lost a game, but they feel like they're still the best team in the country.
Of course, the Sooners, conversely, in the sort of strange role as massive underdog, 15-point underdog in some circles. But this Oklahoma team has been an underdog in 2 straight games, at Manhattan, at Stillwater, found a way to beat Kansas State, found a way to beat Oklahoma State. The Sooners have to embrace that underdog role and rise to the occasion. I think the Sooners, as you said, I think the Sooners are going to be outmanned. They got to find a way to sort of shrink that talent disadvantage, find some big plays in the kicking game, find some turnovers advantage, those kinds of things. I don't know that it's going to be an environmental edge for Oklahoma, though. We're only 4.5 hours away from Tuscaloosa. Alabama fans have a long history of flooding New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Probably going to be a pro-Alabama crowd in the Superdome.
Yeah, Alabama sold out its entire ticket allotment and then asked for more. And that doesn't count people who live near here that bought them through the bowl or who are coming down that didn't get them through the school. There will be a lot of Alabama fans in the Superdome. They've done this before. They've been here recently. And the other environmental thing is Alabama players are used to seeing some of the strange things you see and some of the strange temptations you find in New Orleans. And I think the Oklahoma players after the first day were in a little shock at what Bourbon Street was. And the first time I saw Bourbon Street, I was in shock. And sometimes I'm still in shock at things I see on Bourbon Street.
You actually talked to a psychic who gave you a prediction. How does he see the game?
His name is Angelic Jeffrey. And I asked him how the game would go, and he kind of went into a trance for a second. I'm not making this up. And said, I see Alabama. But that it wouldn't be a landslide early, but that they would pull away over time and win the game. And quite frankly, that's kind of how I see it. I think Alabama might get that 2 or more touchdown edge, but I don't think it's a blowout straight out the gates.
And unfortunately, we cannot give you any insight from a voodoo priest. Tommy encountered one and decided not to approach him. He basically chickened out. Exactly. Stay tuned for further Alabama coverage on TuscaloosaNews.com, as well as every day in the Tuscaloosa News. And for Oklahoma coverage, stay here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoma.